Добрий вечір, шановні пані і панове, друзі Українського національного музею. Мені надзвичайно приємно привітати вас від імені Ради директорів та управи музею. Сьогодні відкриваємо виставку «Жіночі вишивані сорочки з музейної скрині», яка присвячується матерям, берегиням, котрі охоронили та передали нам у спадок безцінну колекцію народного одягу та вишивки. Куратор Марія Климчак вибрала з наших музейних скринь справжні перлини, які представляють різні області України. Свого часу сорочки були оберегом для багатьох поколінь, а сьогодні вони відтворюють нам нашу культуру. Кожна вишивка, як і кожна людина, має за собою якусь особливу, різноманітну і неповторну історію. Про культуру вишиваних сорочок ви почуєте від працівників нашого музею. Софійка Федащин, доцент Українського національного музею, англійською мовою розкаже про обряди, пов'язані з вишивкою. Опісля буде висвітлений фільм «Презентація української вишивки», спеціально виготовлений на сьогоднішнє відкриття. Фото Оксани Федорук-Терлецької, монтаж і режисура Наталі Фігель, член дирекції Українського національного музею, літературна редакція, текст і начитка Марії Климчак, куратор Українського національного музею. Щира подяка нашому спонсорові MB Financial Bank за фінансову підтримку нашої виставки. На залі присутня віце-президент Ірина Субота, і вона також є член Ради директорів. Ми щиро вітаємо Ірку. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Board of Directors, officers, and employees of the Ukrainian National Museum, it is my pleasure to welcome you. Celebrating the Ukrainian National Museum's 60th anniversary this year, we have organized exhibits which represent our work within the museum, our history, display our collections, and showcase our involvement within the community. Each one of our exhibits has a purpose: to introduce, to celebrate, or to present or fundraise, or to pique awareness and tell a story. They teach us something, and they make us think, and sometimes spend money. This exhibition of women's embroidered shirts from the museum's trunk is dedicated to Ukrainian mothers, custodians of national heritage and Ukrainian tradition. It is they who preserved and left us a legacy of invaluable embroideries. Our curator opened the museum trunks and selected a representative collection of our culture, regionally diverse folk costumes, and embroidered shirts of historical importance, and designed for a specific ritual or occasion. Tonight, you have the pleasure of viewing these priceless collections. Our museum staff will entertain you with presentations on the significance of them. Sofiya Fedashtin, our young museum docent, will provide a brief overview in English on the customs and traditions associated with Ukrainian embroidered shirts. Following her presentation, we will have an opportunity to view a film made especially for this exhibition. Video editor and producer Natalia Figel, photographer Oksana Fedoruk-Terlecka, literary editor and narrator Maria Klimchak, curator of the Ukrainian National Museum. And finally, we would like to extend a special thank you to our sponsor, MB Financial Bank, and especially our Vice President, Irene Subota. We also have our regional manager present amongst us, Pavlo Bandriuski. And welcome. This year, Irene, she is always the initiator of the MB Financial calendars, and it was her idea to use the shirts, Ukrainian embroidered shirts from the Ukrainian National Museum. We thank her for that. There was some promotional work for us as well. And so we begin our program with Sofiya Fedashtin's presentation.
Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for coming. We are glad to welcome you here tonight for a very special evening. In the Ukrainian National Museum of Chicago, we have over 150 authentic hand-embroidered shirts from the 13 ethnographic regions of Ukraine. This intricate and ornate craftsmanship originated in small villages and grew in popularity all over Ukraine. Over time, each village developed their own specific design and style, which distinguished them as their own region. Eventually, a deep admiration grew for the elegance and artistry that the embroidered shirt carried, and it became a highly coveted item in different European countries such as Czechoslovakia, France, and Germany. The main and basic part of Ukrainian folk costume is the shirt. Today you might find yourself wearing your very own embroidered shirts for holidays or festivities. However, behind every flower or geometrical motif that has been stitched so delicately, there is a meaning that stems from the philosophical beliefs of our wise and ancient ancestors. The shirt is the nearest object to the body and was considered to be the twin of the person wearing it. There are many beliefs and superstitions associated with the folk shirt. It possessed the soul of the owner, along with his or her characteristics and physical conditions. The good and bad qualities that the owner possessed were transferred to the shirt, which is why this garment was so personal and was never loaned. The amount of knots tied in the beginning stages of sewing determined how long one's life would be. In the context of folk customs, embroidered shirts relate to the main events of the 4 seasons: Easter in the spring, Ivana Kupala Fest in the summer, Harvest Feast in the fall, and Christmas in the winter. The context also relates to the 3 main aspects in the cycle of life: baptism, marriage, and burial. It was said that if one wanted to sell his or her shirt, they would be selling their happiness. Because of this belief, the Ukrainian women did everything in their power to save their treasures for future generations to come. Even though they are not physically present with us today, the souls of these strong and motherly women thrive in the linens that hold their legacies. We thank them for protecting our customs and traditions, and tonight we present to you the well-preserved collection of our museum. Let yourself marvel at the extraordinary talents that our ancestors possessed and the hard work they put into the sophisticated craft, which defines the culture that all our hearts are so deeply attached to.
А тепер запрошуємо вас далі насолоджуватися багатством нашої культури українських вишиваних сорочок. Дякую вам за увагу.